we are going to be reading a story together. This story I read for the first time the other day. How many of you guys have read the story City Dog, Country Frog? So a couple of you listen. So you have to listen extra careful to see if you can learn anything new. It's the second time you hear the story. I'm going to be reading the story to you guys, which means I need you guys to be really good listeners. You need to put on your thinking caps because we're going to be thinking about different things other than just what you're hearing. You need to have quiet feet. You shouldn't be talking or turning around to anyone, and everyone should have knees, nose, and toes facing me all the time. So you should sit on your bottom, crisscross, applesauce. One of the things we're going to be talking about today when I read this story to you guys is we're going to have some new vocabulary words. And the way that I'm going to figure out how well you guys know these words is we're going to use our thumbs. And I do this to you guys now. What do you need? It's okay, we haven't started yet. I'll hold it up nice and high when we start reading. We're going to do, everyone do a thumbs up. When I ask you if you understand something, sometimes I say, do you know what I mean? Thumbs up. And that means that you're following along. Can you do a thumbs up, Levi? Awesome. Frankie, can I see your thumb? All right. If you put your thumb in the middle, what do you think that means? You're like, sort of, kind of, but not all the way, right? And if you put it down, what do you think that means?
Thumbs down.
It means no, like you don't understand or you don't know it, okay? So as we go throughout our vocabulary words that we're going to see in this book, I'm going to ask you to rate the vocabulary word. That means tell me how well you know it. So if I said, the vocabulary word we're going to work on is school, how well do you guys know that word? How well do you know that word, Anaya? Pretty well? All right, so that everyone should have a thumbs up. You don't know that word, Shane? Oh, Shane's being silly. So we are going to go through these words together, and now we're going to go through what we think the definition of them is. That means what they mean. And you're going to tell me if you knew that, if you need to think about it a little bit more, or if you don't know it. And we're going to do that again at the end of the story. Another thing we're going to be working on, aside from the vocabulary, is we're going to be doing a prediction chart. Who knows what a prediction is? Lucas?
It's a chart when you put the stuff in there.
You put the stuff in there. That's what we're going to use it for. You're right. Another idea, Rodney?
Write some words in there.
We are going to write some words in there. Anyone know what prediction means? Do you know, Jolene?
To get good words.
To get good words. These are all really great thoughts. We are going to do all of those things. But a prediction is when we're making a guess based upon what we've read or what we've heard. Okay? So what is a prediction? Who can? A guess. Carly, what's a prediction? A guess. Okay. So we're going to start reading. First, we're going to go through our vocabulary words. And when we start reading, if you hear one of these words, I want you to shoot your hand up in the air very quietly. Can I see everyone do that? Oh, Lonnie, your shirt's almost falling off. There we go. We need one hand up in the air really fast, really straight. Okay, hands down. All right, so we're going to go through our vocabulary words. Our first vocabulary word is replied. Everyone say it?
Replied.
Replied. Who has an idea of what replied means? Who has an idea? First tell me if you... Well, we can rate it first. Who thinks they know the word replied? Who thinks they've heard it but they need to know what it means? And who doesn't know it? Be honest with yourself. You don't need to look at your neighbor to do it because everyone's going to have different experience. Okay, hands down. Who has an idea of what this word means? Madison?
Do something over and over.
To do it over and over? I think you're thinking of repeat it.
Oh.
Close. Sounds similar. Anyone else have an idea of what it means? All right, I'm going to tell you. So our definition, when I flip this one over, says, can you guys read that? To have answered. So that means that you answered somebody. So if you reply, you answer them. So if you replied, did it happen just now or in the past?
Past.
In the past. To have answered. Okay, everyone say that again?
To
have answered. And what was the word?
Replied.
Replied. Good. Our next word is croaking. Everyone say that. Croaking. Who knows that word? Does anyone have trouble with that word maybe? Shane, what about you? Do you know that word? Maybe not?
No.
Show me with your thumb. I want to see everybody's thumbs. Frankie, do you know that word? Do you know that word? I want to be able to see your thumb. Who has an idea, hands down, of what this word means? Jolene?
Oh, that's like when a bird.
When a bird is croaking, Charleston, do you have another idea?
Like a woodpecker sitting in the tree.
A woodpecker sitting in a tree, Lucas.
That bird singing.
Bird singing, Samantha. A frog. I like that idea. I think
Also-
from looking at the cover of our book, do you think we're talking about a bird croaking or a frog? I think you're right. So let's look. The sound a frog makes. I'm supposed to say makes. I put the wrong one in there. Actually, I might have put it on the side. Yeah. There you go. So everyone say that together. Sound a frog makes. And what was the word? Croaking. Croaking. If a frog is croaking, are they doing it right now?
No.
They're not? When did they do it?
At night. At night.
Well, at night. But this ing right here tells us that it's a doing word, which means it's happening right now. Good. Our next word is admire. Everyone say admire.
Admire.
I know this word because my mom uses it a lot, but do you know it? You don't really know it? Or maybe we need some help. What do we think? Just thumbs, no mouth. Good, quiet thumbs. Okay, so admire, is there anyone that does know it and thinks they know what it means? What do you think, Rodney? Someone is admire? Okay, what do you think? You forgot, you want to pick on another friend to help you? Alexis, can you help her out? What do you think admire means? You're admiring yourself in the mirror? So what does that mean, Jolene? So admire means to look? Last idea, Samantha?
You're admiring yourself in the water.
Admiring yourself in the... So let's look. This says, you read it, to think is nice. So if you admire something, you think it's nice. So you're right, you could look in the mirror and admire yourself. That means you think you look nice.
Me too.
Right? I think that's very true. Okay, so admire means to think is nice. There we go. All right, everyone say that word again.
Admire.
Admire. Good job. Our last special vocabulary word is favor. How well do we know that word? You know that word? Kind of, sort of. I don't really know that one, Miss N.
Caitlin.
Let's see. Okay, hands down, who can tell me what it means? Charleston, if I ask you to do a favor, what are you doing?
You're helping somebody else.
You're helping. Give him a thumbs up if you agree with that. I agree with that also. Let's look and see what it says. Caitlin's very excited. It says to
Help.
to help.
I was
If
gonna
you're
say
doing a
that.
favor, you're helping. So if I say, hey Autumn, can you do me a favor? That would be me asking for her help. Okay? So when we go throughout the story, what are we going to do if we hear these words?
Raise your hand.
Show me. Shoot it up to the sky. I want to see it right away. And then I'm going to say to you guys, why do your hands raised? And you're going to say, we saw one of our vocabulary words. Okay, and then we'll talk about it. So before we get started in reading the book, just from the looks of the cover, I know that the title is City Dog, Country Frog. How did I know that that was the title? Did a little birdie on my shoulder tell me, or how did I know, Carly?
You seen the title?
Where did I see it? At the corner. It's
On the
normally the
side.
biggest. It's normally the biggest words, isn't it? On the front. So the title tells us the name of the story. Thank you for pointing. Who can tell me? So I'm seeing down here. It says words, and it says that the person's name is Mo. What do we call that person that writes the words of a story? Jolene, good quiet hand. The illustrator writes the words? Does anyone have another idea? Skylar? Who writes the words in a story? I think Rodney had a good idea. The author. So then it says pictures are by John. What do we call the person that does the pictures? Shane? Do you know what we call the person that does the pictures?
The character.
The character? Close. Lonnie, do you have an idea? Good quiet hand.
The illustrator.
The illustrator. Everyone say that together.
The
And it looks like he's going to be drawing some pretty cool pictures. So we're going to do something. Do you have a question?
Why is there paper sticking out of the book?
I'll tell you about that in a second. So we're going to do something called the book walk, which is why I have these papers here, so that I remember to ask you guys certain questions about the book. Because there's going to be a lot happening in the story, so you got to make sure that you're facing forward, you're on your bottom, and you need to stay in your spot, okay? Is everyone ready for our book walk?
Yeah.
You ready, Lucas? All right. City, dog, country, frog. All right, let's see. On this is called the cover page. It says City, Dog, Country, Frog, and it has these 4 pictures here. What do you think these pictures are of? Say it.
The dog
It shows-
and the frog.
There's 4 of these, and it has to do with the weather. Seasons, and we learned that in Miss James' class, didn't we? So it looks like, do you think that during the story, maybe that's going to change?
Yeah.
And we call that our setting, where and when something takes place. So we're going to find out. I just want you guys to look at the pictures to start. I'm going to read little bits and pieces of things that I see that I think are important. But for right now, I want you just to look at the pictures. Frankie, don't miss out. This is a really awesome book. I'm going to read you a sentence on this page. It says, "Waiting for a friend," replied Country Frog with a smile. Did any of you hear a special word? What did you hear, Haley? Frog isn't a special word. Replied. And what does replied mean? To have answered. Everyone say that word with Haley. Replied. To have answered. Good. All right, keep looking. Don't want to miss out.
Hey, there's a question.
Let's see. I'm going to read something on this page. Everyone listen carefully. Country Frog's games involve jumping and splashing and croaking. What did you hear? Croaking. And what does croaking mean? So there's a frog and a dog in this picture. Which one do you think made it? Who? Tell me. Everybody. I think the frog made it too. We'll have to look to find out. Keep watching, Lonnie. You don't want to miss it. Looks like our season might be changing. Let's see what it has to say about that. City Dog didn't stop to admire the green, green grass. What did you hear, Jolene? Admire. Everyone say that. And what does that mean? To think is nice. So what did he think was nice? The grass. But he didn't even stop. Let's make a prediction. Why do you think Country Dog wouldn't stop? Why do you think, Alexis?
Because he was in a hurry.
He was in a hurry. So on our prediction chart, look,
Can I look at
this says our first column. A couple minutes, or is it emergency? Go ahead. Our first, sit on your bottom so everyone can see. And our first comment says what we think might happen. That's when we predict. So what did you think might happen? You think he might be in a hurry. So we could put that right here in this box. The middle part where Caitlin is pointing so nicely says, what happened in the story? Which we're going to find out when we read, right?
what?
And then our last column, fingers down so all your friends can see. It says, was our prediction correct? And we're going to either do a smiling face or a little like, no, not this time, kind of face in that column, okay? All right, let's finish up our book walk. Everyone stay in your seats. Stay where you are so that everyone else can see. Listen closely. Frankie, don't miss it. I'm going to do you a favor. What'd you hear? What does that mean?
Help. To help.
To help. Who do you think's going to do who a favor?
The dog.
Tell me. The dog's going to do who? A favor for the frog? Or maybe the other way around. We'll have to wait to find out. Check out these pictures.
Oh, yeah, he's here. The stick.
Watching. Do you have a question?
I like pictures of real things.
Yeah, I know. It's very pretty.
Wow.
What is that? A new
What season?
season. So what changed? Did the character change or the setting?
Summer setting.
The setting. Where and when it's happening. That changed. All right, on this picture, I want us to all think. We're going to make a connection. A connection you can either make to yourself, something that you've had happen before, So like Frankie, your own personal experiences, you could make a connection. You could make a connection to a book that you read with your family. Or you can make a connection, Lonnie, to things that are happening in the real world. Okay? Right now I want you to make a connection to yourself. Look at what's going on in this picture. He's running through a bunch of leaves during the fall. Think to yourself for a second if you've ever done anything like that during the fall. I want you to turn and talk to a partner next to you and tell them about a time you did something like that during the fall. Jane, come join in. Anaya, can you hear Madison? Share your connection. Alright, I need knees, nose, and toes forward. You guys did a great job sharing with your friends about the connection that you made with the fall. Let's continue on our book walk, okay? So we're going to be looking at the pictures. Cole, don't miss out. Time, Johnson.
It's winter.
Lonnie, what season did it change to? Winter. Everyone look at this picture. I want us to make a prediction. And this one we're going to write on our chart. So what's happening in this picture right here, Levi?
He's running in the snow.
He's running. Who can give me a prediction? What do you think might be happening? Or do you think he's running from something? Or what do you think? Who can tell me? How about Madison?
Maybe he's cold.
He's cold, so he's trying to get out of the cold? Where do you think he's running to get away from the cold?
A house.
Running to a house? We're going to write that right here. It says, what we think might happen. So we think that he might run to a house, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to write, the dog runs to a house. We can't do that one yet because we haven't read the story. Alright, that's a great prediction. Does anyone else have another prediction? Everyone should have a thought. Be thinking about this, Shane and Frankie. You guys thinking about this?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have great predictions. Can you share yours with me, Wyatt?
Flappy running to his friend frog.
Oh, that's a great idea. Hands down, let's find out. We're going to keep flipping. How do you think he's feeling in this picture? Turn and tell a partner. All right, knees, nose, toes forward. What did everyone say? I heard the same thing. Everyone say it. Sad. I think you might be feeling sad too. We're going to have to read the story shortly to find out. Make a connection. Everyone look at this picture. It's very special to the story. Is he with anybody?
No.
No, so now how do you think he's feeling? Lonely? Maybe looking for someone? Sad? Cold? Turn and talk to a partner and make a connection. When have you ever felt like that? Alright, knees, nose, toes forward. I'm sure that everybody at some point has been sad in their life, right? Maybe because you were all by yourself, or because you were hungry and you couldn't go out to eat and you really wanted to. Or Miss Blankenship wouldn't let you eat snack yet, but you were so hungry. Okay, let's keep going on our book walk. Everyone watch the pictures. Look and see. Look Come and join us, Frankie.
Chipmunk.
Everyone look at this picture.
Chipmunk. A chipmunk. A chipmunk.
Who can tell me what they think Country Dog is going to think of the chipmunk? What do you think, Samantha?
He's gonna cry. He thinks that the chipmunk wants to be his friend.
You think he wants to be his friend? Charleston, do you have another idea?
He wants to chase him because the dog has to chase him.
Oh, do you want to chase him? Carly, do you have another idea?
Maybe the chipmunk likes him.
Maybe the chipmunk likes him. But how does it look like he's feeling? Sad. Autumn, do you have an idea? Oh, do you think that that's true, Shane? Do you think the chipmunk knows where the frog is?
No.
You think so? Can you sit up for me so you can see the pictures real good? All right, thumbs up if you're ready to start reading the book. Lonnie, scoot forward so you can see all the pages. Am I ready? All right, we're going to get started. The book is called City Dog, Country Frog, Spring. Okay, listen closely.
My dog is named Spring.
City Dog would stop on that first day in the country. He ran as far and as fast as he could. Remember, what are we going to do if we hear a special word?
Wave up. Shoot your hand.
Shoot your hand up. City Dog spotted something he had never seen. Sitting on a rock. Can you see Rodney? What are you doing? Asked City Dog. Waiting for a friend, replied Country Frog with a smile. But you'll do. Why are you raising your hand?
Reply.
You heard reply, then what does reply mean?
To have an answer.
To have answered. Let me put that back in the story for you. It says, waiting for a friend, answered Country Frog. So it means the same thing, right? Can everyone see the picture?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't.
Yes. Boys, do you guys need to move so you can see better? All right, let's keep our hands to ourselves. City Dog and Country Frog played together. City Dog was new to the country, so Country Frog taught him Country Frog games. Do you have a question? I'm going to show you the pictures when I'm done reading it. Lucas, can you move over here behind Madison? And Shane, I want you to scoot forward behind Charleston for me. Do you have a question? Go quickly, okay? Country Frog's games involve jumping and splashing and croaking. What'd you hear? What does croaking mean? All right, so the Country Frog heard a sound that the frog makes. The Country Dog heard that. That was spring, Frankie.
Small in the water.
Summer. City Dog didn't stop to admire the green, green grass. He ran straight for Country Frog's rock. What does admire mean? Say it again. To think is nice. Okay. So he didn't even stop to look at the nice green grass. Skylar, do you have a question? Sorry. Try to keep your mouth closed and make it feel better. All right. I'm going to do you a favor, said City Dog when he found Country Frog. I'm going to teach you City Dog games. Can you see? Over there, Cole. Can you see? Caitlin, do you see the pictures? What'd y'all hear? What does favor mean?
To help.
To help. Shane, come move behind Anaya so you can see really well. City Dog's games involve sniffing and fetching and barking. City Dog and Country Frog played until Country Frog was too tired to sniff and fetch and bark anymore.
dog was tired.
Caitlin, don't miss out. That was summer. City dog, Lonnie, didn't stop to sniff the falling leaves. He ran straight for Country Frog's rock. What shall we play today? Asked City Dog. Dog or frog games? Country Frog took a deep breath. I'm a tired frog, replied Country Frog. Maybe we can play remembering games. What did you hear? Reply. Let's all say it all together. Frankie and Skylar. Good job. I like the way that Alexis is sitting with knees, nose, toes facing me. And quiet mouths. Caitlin, can you sit like Alexis? Check that out. City Dog and Country Frog sat together on the rock. They remembered their spring, jumping and splashing and croaking. They remembered their summer, sniffing and fetching and barking. What word did you hear? And what does croaking mean? So they remembered that sound that the frog made back in the spring as well. Can we make a prediction here?
Yeah.
Let's make a prediction. So they're remembering the things they did in spring and the things they did in summer. What kind of things do we think are going to happen next? So when we make a prediction, remember, we're making a guess. And later, we're going to be able to check in the story to see if our guess was right or maybe not so much. Do you have a guess of what's going to happen, Carly? That I can add to my chart? Let Caitlin move.
What's it look like again?
That's what the picture looks like. What do you think is going to happen? So he's reviewing what they're going over. They said that they remembered what happened in the spring, what happened in the summer. What do you think is going to happen next?
Maybe they're going to lay down and look at the clouds.
Lay down and look at the clouds. All right, let's put them on our chart. All right. It says what we predict might happen. Frankie, can you tell me what Carly said? Do you know what she said? Carly, can you repeat it for us? Listen carefully. Go ahead. What's your prediction?
Maybe the dog and the frog's going to lay down and look at the clouds.
All right, so I'm writing.
And see themselves.
All right, frog and dog look at the what? The clouds. All right. So we're going to be able to find out if that happens, right? But we have to listen really carefully to the story. Cole, can you see the pictures? Can you scoot over and join us, please? Maybe over towards Lucas. All right, knees, nose, toes forward, sitting on your bottom, crisscross applesauce. Wyatt, do you have something to add?
That was fall.
Wyatt,
That was fall.
do you have something to add, or you have your hand up?
I can see.
You can't see. Lonnie, can you sit on your bottom for us? Caitlin, you too. Frankie, everyone on their bottom.
I am.
Great job.
Winter.
Winter. That was a good prediction. Right. City Dog didn't stop to eat the snow. He ran straight for Country Frog's rock. City Dog looked for Country Frog. Do you think that Country Frog's going to be there? Turn and tell a partner.
No.
All right, knees, nose, toes back this way. You guys just made a prediction. You're telling your neighbor if you think he's going to be there. Country Frog was not there. So was your prediction right? Or wrong? Yours was right? Or maybe not? That's okay. Hey, that brings a good point. Is it okay if our prediction's wrong? We're just trying to make a good guess. Charleston is right. I'll take it. Thank you. All right, look at this picture. It has no words, so you have to look closely. Don't miss out. Turn and tell your partner how you think. knees, nose, toes, forward. On your bottom. That was winter. It's spring again. Country chipmunk spotted something she had never seen sitting on a rock. It's a city dog. What are you doing? Asked Country Chipmunk. Waiting for a friend, replied City Dog sadly. What was the word? Shane, did you hear the word? What was it? Shane, I think you missed it. It was reply. What does reply mean? You've answered. So he said he's waiting for a friend. Let's make a prediction. Do we think his friend's coming back?
No.
Alright, I need one person to raise their hand. Let's look for a quiet hand. Lonnie, do you think his friend's coming back? So you think Frog will come back, right? Alright, well, I'm going to put that on our prediction chart. Can you scoot your feet in so I can get over to it? Just cross your legs and I'll be able to go. Thank you. So Frog will return.
I think he went back to
Alright, so we're going to be able to find that out. Ready? Shane. Then he smiled. Froggy smiled and said, so that's how Froggy sounds. Can you all do a smile like that? Listen to what he said. Listen. He said, but you'll do. That was spring again. So, Lonnie, what happened in the story? Did Frog come back? Did he come back? Frog came back? No. But who did he find instead? He found a chipmunk friend. So we're going to go back through. I need Frankie to come sit next to Skylar. And we're going to go back through our prediction chart. And we're going to look and see what happened. We're going to write what happened in the story. Alright, so first we said the dog runs to a house. Did that happen? Well, let's say what did happen in our story. What was he running to all those times? Over and over. But there was something to the rock. Carly has a great idea, so I'm going to write that. So, who was running, the frog or the dog?
The dog.
So, dog ran to a rock, right? So, was our prediction right?
No.
Not quite. So, I can just do a little, like, that kind of face. Everyone make that face, like. Okay, our next prediction was frog and dog look at the clouds. Did that happen?
No.
What did they do? What kind of games did they play? Did they play cloud games?
No, they played frog and dog games.
Frog and dog games. So they played frog and dog games. Turn and talk to a partner and talk about the games that they played. What did they do? Can you come join?
You tell me
Alright, knees, nose, toes this way. Who can raise their hand and give me an example of a frog or a dog game? Lucas, I like your quiet hand. What?
Barking.
Barking, that was one of them. Cole, nice quiet hand. Fetch, they played fetch. Levi, do you have an idea?
They jumped in the water.
They jumped in the water. Frankie? Croaking. And what was special about that word? It's one of our special words, isn't it? There was one more thing I'm thinking of that had to do with the water. What?
They swam in it.
They didn't swim, but they were splashing. All right, let's go ahead and look at our last prediction. We said frog will return.
No.
So that didn't happen, did it? So we kind of put a little bit of a sad face. Oh, I forgot about this one. You're right. They played frog and dog games, so they didn't look at the clouds, right? No. Okay, so did Frog return, Lonnie? That was yours. Did he return?
No.
No, but who came instead, Shane?
A chipmunk.
A chipmunk. How many of you have seen a chipmunk before? Turn and tell a partner a time that you've seen a chipmunk. Alright, knees, nose, toes, forward. Lucas is making a great connection about a time that he saw a chipmunk or a squirrel running down a tree when he was at a playground.
I saw one in the house.
How many of you have seen a chipmunk in the backyard? I've never seen one in my backyard. How many of you have seen one at school?
I see one in the house.
So let's talk about where Country Dog, where did he find him? Where did he find the chipmunk? He found the chipmunk in the pond? By the pond on the run. Who did he used to meet there? The frog. So, did Frog return? No, but who did? So the dog met.
I know one place I've seen it. I've seen one go down the road, climbing down the stairs.
Alright, I need knees, nose, toes forward. I like the way that Samantha is sitting quietly. Madison, do you have a question? That's okay. I need everyone to cross their legs, crisscross applesauce. Lonnie, can you sit up, please? And I want to hear Lucas. Can you sit up? I want you guys to tell me what it means to make a prediction. Raise your hand. Frankie, what does it mean to make a prediction?
A question.
To ask a question, what kind of question? It doesn't have to be a question. Being nice. I think you're thinking of one of our special words. Do you hear what they're saying? What did they say? A guess. What is a guess that you had, Frankie, that was going to happen in the story? What was a guess you had?
The dog was going to get stuck in the tree.
You thought the dog was going to get stuck in the tree. Anaya, what did you think was going to happen in the story? Did you have any predictions going on in your head? What did you think was going to happen? You thought he was going to run into the house. Carly, what was your idea?
I thought he was going to see the frog.
You thought he was going to see the frog again? You thought he was going to come back? Jolene, what was your prediction?
I thought crab.
Kaylee, we'll worry about that later. The frog would come back. These are all great predictions. I need everyone to face forward, and I want to see everyone's eyes. Let's see. Because when I see your eyes, I can make connections with you. And then you can tell me about connections you make. So, this is a story about friendship. It's about friendship because who were friends in the beginning? The dog and the frog. And the frog, we don't know what happened. He went away somewhere, but then who did the dog become friends with?
Chipmunk.
A chipmunk. So now he has two friends, right? I want you to turn and talk to a partner about a time that you met a new friend.
Maybe the
Yeah. Hey, Lonnie. Oh, you tell me about your connection. Tell me a time you made a new friend. Yeah? Alright, I need knees, nose, toes, forward. And most importantly, I need your eyes. Caitlin, can you join us? And Haley, when I tell you about shoes. Who can share an example with me about a time they made a new friend? Frankie. Whatever it is in your hand, you need to throw it away. Lucas, tell me about a time you made a new friend.
Last year in kindergarten.
Last year in kindergarten, you made a new friend. How about Caitlin? When was the time you made a new friend? Or maybe a friend moved away. Have you ever had a friend move?
Yeah. One time.
Yes, you have? Okay. What about you, Jolene? You too have friends. Yeah, you've met new friends. Madison, you have an example.
Look, I'm on a bell.
Not anymore, but you're going to maybe make new friends. That was your connection? Okay, that happens. Levi, do you have a connection?
Don't eat. I have a best friend.
Okay, so Shane, did you hear about Levi's best friend? Listen carefully. Levi has a best friend in North Carolina. So that's kind of like how maybe Frog moved to North Carolina. And so now you've made new friends, right? Kind of like Frog, or Dog. Dog made new friends too.
I'm in North Carolina.
You're in North Carolina right now?
My dad.
I don't think so.
My dad was
Give me a thumbs up if you made connections to this story. Thumbs up. Skylar, thumbs up. Did you make a connection with the story, or you had a hard time? Levi, I can't see your thumb. You need to face me. Thumb up or down if you made a prediction. You were thinking during the story about what was going to happen next. All right, hands down. Good readers make predictions to help them understand the story. It helps the story make sense. Frankie, did predictions help you make sense of the story?
Yes,
To follow along with what was happening. And is it okay if our predictions are wrong?
yeah.
And when we want to know if they're right, where can we always look to know if they're right? Back into the
title.
Into the whole story. You should be able to find the answer to your prediction, whether or not it happened or it didn't happen. Do you have something to add? You have a friend named George Washington? That's lucky. Do you have something to add?
I was at the beach and my friend was, and he was like 6 hours from home, and I never got to see him. But
I want everyone to face forward. I like the way Alexis is sitting with her legs crossed. Good job, Alexis. And Anaya has her mouth closed. She's not talking. And Charleston has his hands to himself. I want everyone to reach over to their neighbor and pat them nicely on the back and tell them, nice job making connections and predictions. Now everyone needs to put their hands back in their lap. And I want to hear 2 things we learned from the story. So if you think of something, everyone close your eyes. Think back to the story and think of something you learned. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Okay, open your eyes. You're facing forward. And who can tell me something they learned from this story about friendship? What did you learn, Haley? Frankie, listen carefully. You don't want to miss out.
He made a new friend.
What is something you learned from the story, Alexis?
That you can always make new friends.
You can always make new friends. Even if other friendships don't work out or someone moves away, you can always make new friends. Do you have something you want to add, Autumn? What? If someone moves away, you can still be friends with them, no matter where they go. Isn't that true? Turn One thing you learned. We have to share out what you tell them one thing you learned. You get your hand up. Tell them what you said. Tell them one thing you learned. Tell Cole. Look, it's Tell Cole. Alright, knees, nose, toes forward. I need everyone's eyes. Everyone reach back. Line. You're making good choices. I need everyone to reach back and now pat yourself in the back. Say good connections and predictions. We're all done. I'm sure that this book is at the library if you ever want to read it or look at the pictures again. Okay? Thank you for your guys' attention and your help making predictions throughout the story.